Hey, what's up, everybody? You guys know it. You guys know what time of year it is right now. You got it. It is tax season 2024. It's that time of year that you either have a couple options, maybe three at the most. You either love it, you either hate it, or you dread it. But guess what? I'm your guy this year, as I've been for the last 24 years. I will help you get through this tax season successfully, but there's been a lot of changes with me, and there's a lot of information I need to share with you guys about this tax season. So hang on, stay tuned. I'll be back here in a few seconds to discuss all of it with you guys. I'll be right back. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Andre. I can't say it anymore. I used to be able to say I'm Andre with AndreReese.Biz. But the thing I got to say now is I'm Andre Reese with AndreReese.Biz, tax, accounting, retail, and life services LLC. There you go. I got it all out. It's a handful. It's a mouthful. It's a lot to say, a lot of things that we do. But I'll tell you what, it's 100% true. And of course, we offer tailored tax and accounting services and solutions for all of our clients, no matter where they live in the United States. I'm still your guy. I'm still Andre Reese, and I still have my magnificent gift. I'm able to see tax deductions and business opportunities anywhere. Book a consultation with me today. We'll get you all taken care of. If you're looking at trying to tighten up your books, you're looking at starting a new business, you want to get some information on tax scenarios, whatever they may be, I'm still your guy. AndreReese.Biz. Book a consultation. Reach out to me today. And of course, as I always say, today is not really about tax advice. It's about talking about the tax season 2024. But any of the discussions that I have, if I ever go off on a tangent, they are just for educational purposes only. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not any of that stuff at all. I'm just your guy here, Andre Reese, talking about some basic information, educational stuff at times. But like I said, today I'm here to talk about tax season 2024. And be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell down there at the bottom. You know, do me a favor there. And also be sure to like this video when you see it and this post. And so let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. Like I said, I got some exciting news about this tax season 2024. When I did tax season, get it all set up year to year. Every year, things always progress. Last year, I said, you know what? I probably should shoot a video. But by the time the idea came, I already had got all my marketing stuff out and it was gone. So I wanted to make sure this year I do a video for you guys. Everything is already in writing on my website. It's easy to find. It's easy to see. But it's also nice to hear my voice and to see me say the words and watch the inflections and the tones that I use when I say a particular word. You know, but most importantly, I think video is an easy way to get information out to somebody. They can easily rewind it, and a lot less chances you're going to have when you're watching a video of things getting lost in the words versus, you know, listening to somebody be able to say that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here today. I'm going to go ahead and roll out this video format. And I think I'm going to do this every year going forward. I'll basically break down some things for my clients to know and future clients to know about the tax season. And so, like I said, some exciting news this year. You know, as you guys know, I've been an entrepreneur for at least 23, probably 24 years. You know, at one point I made a move to get out of the W-2 matrix. I went back and forward a couple times, but eventually I think over the last, 7 years, maybe even longer than that, maybe 8 years, I've been completely self-employed. So I've been unplugged from the W-2 matrix and kind of doing my own thing. I've never taken the time at all to, I've looked at it and weighed the options, but it just wasn't to my benefit at all to ever incorporate my business. So I just remained as a sole proprietor, as many of my clients are. And I have a lot of clients that are, single member LLCs. And as far as the IRS is concerned, you're a sole proprietor also as well. So I've just been on that kind of a journey. But recently I got a download from outer space and I decoded the next level of the entrepreneurial matrix. And what does that mean? So I've gone to the next level of this entrepreneurial game. So I recently went ahead and incorporated and started an LLC in the state of Virginia. I did that on November 12th, 2023 in the wee hours of the morning. And I also made the same day, I made the election to be treated as an S Corp by the IRS. And so what does that mean? That means I am now the president and CEO of AndreReese.Biz, Tax Accounting, Retail, and Life Services LLC. Boom. I'm just playing. I'm still the same old Dre. And so for the tax season 2024, I will be operating the entire tax season under the new company structure that I've established now. And so what does that mean at this point as we kind of continue down this path? So for tax season 2024, like I said, I'll be operating under the new company. My two previous companies that I had that were Schedule C businesses, it was AAR3 Tax and then Accounting Services, and then also the AAR3 Retail, which was the retail separate company I was operating. They will both sunset on 12/31/2023 at 11:59 p.m. So as the last second of the year rings out and the new 2024 year rings in, those two previous companies I have, they will cease to operate, and I will be operating under the new company. I know it's a lot. Okay, so if you think about it, you're asking yourself, what does all this mean to me? I know you, Dre, and I want you, Dre, to help me as you've helped me before in the past. I don't care where you go. I don't care what you do. As long as I can deal with you, I'm happy. And to be honest with you guys, nothing here changes at all. Absolutely nothing. So all the client relationships, all of the services that I provided, everything that I did under the two previous companies will all transfer over to the new company, the LLC. And as far as you're concerned, the only thing that you will notice is, if you pay attention, is that before in the past you've made payments for services directly to me, or you've made them to my previous business that had my initials. Now you will be making payments directly to the company. That's it. So if you write a check, you write a check out to the company. If you pay cash, you'll pay cash to me. I'll take the money and deposit it into the bank account for the business. If you do Zelle, if you do Venmo, any of those other credit card payments, everything's going to show up and be tendered to the LLC. That's it. Everything else will essentially stay the same for you. So you have nothing to worry about, nothing to trip on, nothing to be concerned about. All the phone numbers still work. I was kind of migrating things over to my new website anyway, AndreReese.Biz. Now that's going to be the main functioning website. I have my previous email address. They all still work. I'm using a new one now, Andre@AndreReese.Biz. I'm still available as I was before. The only difference now is that I'm just operating under a new structure. And so you're thinking, okay, this is all exciting news. Congratulations, Andre. I don't really care. But I just want to get my taxes done. I want to get this thing taken care of. And so there's a reason why I made this video, and it's become apparent, and it's becoming more and more apparent each year that I prepare taxes, and it's going to be an epic challenge for this year. And so what is that epic challenge that I'm facing? And I've talked about it. You guys have probably noticed it. I probably have said this before. I am almost at capacity. So there's healing in saying the words. I'm almost at capacity. So what does that mean for you guys? And what does even being at capacity even mean in that sense? So essentially, the tax season really goes from, I get my first clients in January, and then with extensions, things go all the way to October 15th, and some people straggle in a little bit after that. So the tax season really is about 10 months of the year, but everybody's really familiar with the April 15th deadline, whatever that happens to fall on. And so the scramble and the panic all comes around that individual deadline. All the clients that I have right now, if I started working on them towards the end of January and did absolutely nothing but did tax work, and everybody came in, there's no way in the world that I can get everybody's tax returns done. So that's what I mean by capacity. And so there's only so much I can do each day. There's only so much I can take in. There's only so much I can process. There's only so much I can finalize. If everybody wanted to get all their stuff all done by the perceived deadline of April 15th, there's no way in the world I can get everything done. There's people that would spill over and be lost. But we have the benefit of the extensions, and there's other ways that we're able to get a lot of capacity through my firm. So let's kind of talk about things in detail and as they pertain to you. So I'm saying I'm reaching capacity. Don't be in fear. Don't be in panic. If you are one of my current clients, don't trip. I have plenty of space and time, energy, and effort available to allocate to you. No big deal at all. So if you have been a client for 1 year, 5 years, 15 years, I have some clients that are over 20 years. Don't think that this is the end of our relationship at all. It's not. I'm going to say that right now. I have plenty of space to help you, all of my existing clients. I'm not pushing anybody away at all. I'm not trying to run anybody out of here at all. I'm just trying to increase your understanding of how my firm is working and how I'm having to adjust to be able to work through the capacity issues that I have right now. And then the other thing that happens too is I always get brand new clients. As you know, I have this incredible gift. I travel all over the world. I find tax deductions and business opportunities, and I share those with everybody on social media. Many folks are like, aha, this is my guy. I'm going to start using him, and I want him to do my taxes because I want to be part of this journey. I want to be part of this epic family. And so those people will always come and join my firm. I'm not turning anybody away at all when they approach me. And so one of the biggest things that people ask me, I'd probably say 9 out of 10 people ask me when they call me for the first time, they're saying, hey, so-and-so referred you, or I've seen you. I know you're a busy guy. Do you have even space to help me? And I always tell them, yeah, I can help, because the problem that I have is, even though we have relationships as a client to a tax preparer or primary relationship, I have no idea if you're coming back next year. So we can have incredible interaction during the year. We can talk. I can prepare your taxes. You can be happy. But there's a chance that you may not come back the following year. And so the only way I know that is by either you telling me, or I eventually come to realization after we've gone through the main deadline of April 15th and I filed an extension and I don't hear anything from you on October 15th. At that point, I'm like, they didn't come back. And so that can be for different reasons. One, you can have decided you're not going to file taxes anymore. A life event could have maybe potentially happened. I have a lot of people that disappear that may come back 2 or 3 years later, and I do all their taxes to get them caught up. They usually have something that's happened to them that's caused them to set that responsibility aside. Or you can just have found somebody else, so you may decide that we're no longer compatible, whatever it might be. There's no reason that I require you to come back next year. I would like everybody to come back, but you have the ability to roam the range and find somebody else if you guys want to. And so the thing is, that is the giant variable for my practice and why I take on new clients, because I never know if you are an existing client, if you will be coming back. So what can you do this year to kind of help me with my capacity issues? Like I said, if you're a current client, I will always have space for you. So this is what I need to do. If you need my help this year for 2024, reach out to me and let me know as soon as possible. That way I can mentally reserve space. And I'll tell you, the majority of my clients, the way they work is, once they get in, I have clients every year that file an extension and they come to me in tears, apologize. And I'm like, don't trip. Everybody gets into the flow where they need to go. And so I have some clients that file an extension every year. I count on you to file that extension every year. That way I can push you to the back of the line. I have other clients that want to be the first one in the door every year because they have different reasons that happen that require them to do that. They may have a former spouse or a boyfriend or something that they may be dealing with custody over, and the other person files for the kids, and they have to go through a whole process to get them back that takes over a year. So they may be the first ones in the door. Other people, may have a huge tax event that they want to know how much tax they're going to owe, but they're going to file later. So everybody has their own reasons. So once people get into my firm, they kind of find their spot where it works for them. And there's points where I have epic amounts of people that are coming in. There's other points where I have very little people coming in, so I try to I understand my clients and where they fall into the line, and I count upon you to do that. That way it helps me kind of manage my capacity. And so, like I said, this is what you can do to help, really, what it comes down to. Like I said, let me know as soon as possible if you need my assistance. And that can just be by sending me a text. You can call me real quick. You can send me an email and say, hey, Dre, I'm trying to get it together. Go ahead and we're coming. And so I'll reach out to you with more information later. But I want to let you know that we are coming for sure. That helps me tremendously. And the other thing, too, is that when I first started out my practice, I used to go to my client's house and sit in the kitchens and get the documents, take them back to the lab, prepare the returns, bring them back to their house. And as I kind of scaled over time, this is even way before COVID, I started building a virtual practice with a lot of tech tools. And so I'd say right now, probably 95% of my clients are virtual. And so if you are kind of on the teetering point of deciding if you want to be virtual, and all virtual means is that we don't meet in person. We do everything else through phone, through text, through email, through phone calls. I even have a few people that I jump on Zoom, but the majority of people are busy. They just want to just get in, get the stuff done. This is what I need. This is what I got. And I'll upload it when I have time in the middle of the night when everybody's asleep. So the virtual relationship works great. And I'm not turning anybody away from being a face-to-face relationship either. I'll talk about that here in a few minutes. So consider a virtual relationship. Like I said, and if you want to check in with me as soon as possible, there's a couple different ways that you can do that. Start uploading your documents to the portal. So every time you upload a document to the portal, I get a notification that somebody's banging on my portal. So if you upload a document, I'll get a notice that the document's there, and I'll know that you're already starting to upload your documents. You don't have to have all your documents in order to reach out to me or to start uploading. You can upload them as you receive them, and I'll even give you guys a pro trip tip. I have clients during 2023 that set up a 2023 folder. So as they were, making donations or paying DMV fees, or they were getting different things that related to their tax return, or they were selling their houses or whatever it might be, they were uploading those documents to the portal. That way they were already there. So it's something you guys can also, consider doing as well. Like I said, begin uploading documents to the portal. Call us and have a quick chat. And a quick chat be like, hey, Dre, we're here. We're coming soon. We should have our documents to you, by the end of January, February, March, mid-March, whatever it might be. And so that way I can mentally check you in my system and mark that I've talked to you. That way I have mental space and capacity for you. So that's one thing you can do also as well. And the other thing to do is if you want to call and schedule face-to-face, I don't have as much availability this year to schedule face-to-face appointments. And what I try to do is I don't schedule anything on the weekends. The first person that calls me during the week and says I want to schedule an appointment on Monday at 12 o'clock, everybody else for that week will get scheduled above and below them. And so I try to only come to my office to handle a large amount of people all at one time, and so some of the new people that come into my firm, they want to meet for the first time. Then after that, they go virtual. So I try to do those appointments around that time. So call me as soon as possible to get on my schedule. That way I can get you guys taken care of. And then also, if you would just like to go ahead and just skip round one, just be like, you know what, Dre, I ain't tripping this year. I'm going to go ahead and just do an extension because I got other stuff I got to worry about. And then I'll follow up with you later on the year, May, June, July, August, whatever. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me know, and we'll take care of that for you. And if you don't need my help, like I said, this year, please just give me the courtesy. If we've had a relationship over the last 3, 4, 5, 15 years and you're not going to come back, just send me a text and say, hey, Dre, I'll check back with you in the future, but I'm not going to file taxes with you this year. That allows me to go ahead and mark you as a dormant file. I don't have to allocate resources to try to make sure that I can interact with you. I can just close it out and move on, and we can get back together at some point in the future. And like I said, about 40 to 45% of my clients every year file an extension. So if I got 100 clients that I'm helping, I'd probably say 55 of them make it through by the deadline. The other 45 will make it through in the next 6 months, And so filing an extension, I've never had anybody have any issues with the IRS or get audited or anything like that by filing an extension. And if you have a balance that's due, you're going to end up having to pay a little bit of interest and penalties. But if we file by the deadline, the new deadline that we established at the extension, it's not really that big a deal. And most years I end up filing an extension myself for my own tax return. So I've never had a problem with that, doing that. It's something that the IRS provides you as well as the state. And then, like I said, don't wait until the last minute to reach out to me. So if you know that you have a terrible transaction that you did during the year, like you pulled a whole bunch of money out of your retirement account, you didn't take any taxes out of it at all, and you know you got a huge tax bill, do not wait until the last minute to get with me because you are scared about owing the tax. The best thing to do is get with me early on. Get the documents to me. We can figure out exactly how much tax you owe. That's going to take a huge weight and responsibility off of your neck and off your back. And we can talk about ways that you can go about getting it paid. So don't run at this blind and scared. Approach it with a certain amount of care and concern and say, you know what? I had to do what I had to do. Let me just go ahead and deal with the situation, figure out how much it is, and I can always transmit the return later. You can settle up with me. You can pay everything out. You can say, you know what? April 14th, transmit the return. Nope, Dre, go ahead and file an extension. I need a little bit extra time. Go ahead and transmit the return the last couple days before October 15th. And then that'll give me more time to try to raise the money that I need to be able to deal with that. So there's a lot of different strategies that we can do. And like I said, don't wait till the last minute in order to, if you have a tax issue, because we can figure the stuff out now. We can transmit later, for sure. And then the other thing too is that if I haven't started your return, you haven't reached out to me by March 25th, and I've got you in rotation, and you're a current client, there is a good chance that I may not be able to get to your return. I will have to file an extension unless it's a return that I've done a lot before in the past. And it's fairly straightforward and fairly easy. If you have any complicated issues that are new above and beyond the prior years, that can cause me to have to pause a little bit in order to get the return completed. And so, like I said, do me a favor and try to get with me as soon as possible. And so as we were talking here, there's different ways that you can go about engaging with me this year. Like I said, 95% of my clients, we never meet at all, but there's ways that you can submit your documents to me. There's probably, 6 of them here, maybe 7. If you are an existing client, you already have a client portal. So, and what I'll do in a little bit here, I'll be mailing out postcards to existing clients. Plus, I'll be also uploading a prior year organizer to the portal, and you'll have access to that. Are you required to use the organizer? Nope, not at all. It's just a document that some people swear by that they need to be able to keep themselves organized. All I need from you is just the documents. Even when it comes to business stuff, I don't need all your receipts for the year. I don't need all your cell phone bills. I just need the total. That's it, the grand total. So I'm trying to keep the process as simple as possible, but that's an additional item that helps let you know that the tax season has actually started. So you can upload your documents to the portal. You can do that anytime you want to. It's available. If you need to have your portal reset, you've lost your password, reach out to me. I'll get you guys squared away on that if you can't make that happen. The other thing you can do is, and actually using the portal is the most secure. The other way you can get your documents to me, you can email me directly at the email address that you've used before in the past. But the new one I'm using now is Andre@AndreReese.Biz. Pretty straightforward. Just attach your documents and email them to me. The other way you can do it, you can also mail your documents to me. I have a number of people that do that every year. They just make copies of all their stuff, and then they'll go ahead and drop it in the mail, and they'll send the stuff to me. They'll let me know that it's on its way. We can still take care of the stuff that way also as well. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. But call me this year just to confirm my new mailing address. So that's the only thing I ask for you guys right there. The other thing you can do is you can also drop off documents. A number of you guys do that and this is for people that are in the Brentwood, California area. You can always drop documents off. Call me for details on that so we can discuss it. The other thing you can do is it's a true and tried piece of technology that just won't go away. You can fax stuff to me. If you ever go down to like one of those UPS stores, they have a tendency to fax stuff. And for documents that are confidential, the IRS receives documents by fax still. So it's one of the most secure ways that you can get documents transmitted. And I do have a fax number. And then so that's going to be 925-522-5943, and I'll give you information on where you can go to get this information in a little bit here. The other thing you can do, you can call me for a face-to-face, and you can schedule that. And remember, it's not efficient for me to be in my office doing intake and meeting people after April 1st. I need to be in the lab hustling and working And if I have to get up and leave, and if I have to get up, so where I live in Redwood City and my office is in Brentwood, it's about an hour away. I have to get up an hour ahead, get dressed, take a shower. I have to leave and drive there, which is about an hour and a half. Once I get to my office, I'm 2.5 hours into it. Then you have to figure the time I'm going to meet clients while I'm there, and then I have to get back home. So if it's 2.5 hours to get there, that's 5 hours of time to get there and get back home and get resettled. And so I can efficiently use that 5 hours banging away at your tax returns in my lab. So I just don't meet any new clients for intake on April 1st. You'll have to either submit your documents to me electronically, or we can file an extension and we can meet after April 15th, and you can have a face-to-face appointment with me then, and then I can accept your documents. So that's going to be the options there. So really the cutoff is April 1st for face-to-face intake appointments. And then so, like I said, the kind of wrapping things up here, the absolute best way to communicate with me during this season is by text or by phone. So if you, and I know nobody likes to use the phone anymore, but if you call me real quick and say, hey, Dre, boom, 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 cool. And if you text me, I'm going to get your text. And so if you send me a text and I don't respond to it right away, I have the read receipt on my texts. So some people that text me, I don't look at their text because I don't have time to look at their text and deal with their situation. So I'll leave you unread, and then I will come back at a later date, a later time, and look at that text and process it. That way I don't mix it in the stack of text. So if I've never read it before, I know I have to deal with that at some point. And so, like I said, if you want to get faster service beyond sending me a text, just call me. Very, very simple. I answer the phone 7 days a week. And if I'm up and I'm awake, I'm going to answer the phone. No big deal. I really appreciate you guys there. And so as I'm kind of wrapping things up here, I just want to share with you a real quick analogy of what it's like to run a tax and accounting practice, if you guys think about it. So there's this fat man in a suit, and he comes around at the end of the year, and he's all red. And I think people have different names for him: Saint Nick, Santa Claus, whatever it might be. He has a single hard deadline, and he has a global and worldwide responsibility of stuff that he has to do. So he has to deliver all these packages to all the kids all over the world by Christmas Eve on whatever year we're talking about. So imagine that Santa Claus has been hustling, working hard to get all the packages together to go into his sleigh. The sleigh is loaded, it's tied down, the reindeers are all ready to go, and you approach Santa Claus at the last minute and say, Santa, can you make one last toy, add it to the sleigh, and deliver it at such and such address? That's essentially what happens with tax season. So my job is to try to get all of your tax returns, and you may not realize this, behind the scenes sometimes, I might have 100 tax returns that are open in different stages of receiving documents, being processed, answering questions, closing out those returns, giving you your final results, uploading stuff to the porthole, chasing you down for signature documents, following up with you regarding missing payment on fees or services. So there's all these things that I'm rotating through constantly. And so what my goal is, like Santa Claus, is to get everything into the sleigh and take off. So for me, April 14th is really like the last day I prepare taxes, and I'm trying to get everything closed out into a state where it's either permanently final or semi-final, where I can pick it up after the 15th. And so if you come to me at the last minute and you ask for help, I'm here to help you in every kind of way that I can, but it may not be completely returned by the deadline. We may have to ultimately file an extension. So not that big of a deal at all. I'm always flexible to everybody. I realize everybody has all types of things that they have to deal with. I have my own issues I have to deal with also as well. So I've always been a very flexible and accommodating person, but when it's time for the sleigh to take off, there's not a whole lot I can do, but service you after everybody else is already taken care of. So like I said, we'll keep that in mind and what I'm always constantly going through. And even though you may see me out here traveling, doing fun stuff, hanging out, being with family and friends, I am working my behind off behind the scenes. I really am. I've just built my life in a way that I can work anywhere on the planet as long as I have an internet connection. And I'm the king, and I'll tell you guys right now, I am the king of making the ordinary look extraordinary. That's just what I do. That is part of my gift that I have when it comes to finding these tax deductions and business opportunities. I'm able to share those guys with you guys in a very unique way. It allows me to market my business, it allows me to market my skills, and allows me to get more new clients. And so that's what the reason is behind everything that I do. Like I said, I look forward to assisting all you guys here this year. I always do. I look forward to having you come back. Reach out to me directly with any questions you may have. Visit me at AndreReese.Biz/taxes. All this information I've talked about right here is essentially summarized there in written form. Like I said, remember, I am always super flexible, but the deadline isn't. And that's something we all have to deal with. And so as I close everything out here, I thank you guys for being clients over all these years. I look forward to assisting you under the new structure. Remember, I am the president and CEO of AndreReese.Biz, tax, accounting, retail, and life services LLC. Love you guys. Take care. I'll see you on the other side. Oh, I always do this too. I always do. I take a drink and think about, make sure I didn't miss anything. I tell you, this water and this ice out here in Virginia is extra nourishing, libiscus, and tasty. But that's it, guys. I don't have anything else for you. Take care. Peace. I'll talk to you guys soon. Scram. I'll see you guys. From the bottom of all our hearts, thank you so much for staying all the way to the end of this video. Please make sure you reach out to us today so we can chat, set up an appointment, or even a consultation. Make sure you guys like, follow, share, and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that. And remember, we are always flexible, but the deadline isn't. Peace, guys. Take care. I'll see you on the next one.